Hey everyone, Mitch coming in from the Commander's Core Studio. Welcome to the show. So, over time, card prices can fluctuate and adjust, and usually that's pretty stable. Like, things just go up a little bit, down a little bit over time, depending on supply and demand, and sometimes you get some absurd spikes that happen, though, because of a couple of reasons, or maybe one main reason that we'll get to. But yeah, these cards just spiked in price. Let's talk about why. So, the card that inspired this episode is Shuko. This card, I did not realize now, is like a $30 or so card, according to, well, Scryfall, MTG Stocks, which I'm showing you right now, as well as a lot of other sites. But yeah, this card is now $30. This thing jumped up in price really quickly, and why? Well, it's because Nadu is taking over the world, apparently. Nadu is a commander that now is incredibly popular already. I mean, I believe it is going to be the second most popular commander, I believe, currently right now. I think right behind the Necrobloom, I think, is essentially where that one is at least last time I did, like, my most popular commanders right now episode. And because of that, cards that work incredibly well with it, well, and ones that haven't really seen a reprint ever, Shuko's never seen a reprint, even though it is an uncommon. It's still a $30 card right now. This old card that didn't have that big of a print run, I mean, I guess this was in Kamigawa, right, is now $30. This one really surprised me because, well, let's just talk about the card really quick. An equipment for 1, equip creature gets +1 with 0, equip 0. All that matters with this is that it has equip 0. That's literally it. The card could do anything else. It could just be an equipment that costs 1, has no text on it, it just has equip 0, and this would still be the exact same price, essentially, with Nadu, because that +1 with 0 does not matter. What matters is that this can target, and yes, equipment do target when you are equipping them. So with Nadu, again, giving all creatures, let me just read really quick. Whenever this creature becomes the target of a spell or ability, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a land card, put on the battlefield. Otherwise, put in your hand. This ability triggers only twice each turn per creature that you have. So essentially, just move Shuko from one creature to another, to another, to another, to another, to another, to keep getting that trigger. Essentially, again, if you've got 10 creatures in play, you get that trigger 20 times, because 2 per each one. On top of that, there's ways to make creatures while you're doing that, obviously, if you have, like, landfall triggers. Regardless, yeah, this card is going up in price quite a bit. We will see where this one stops at some point, but again, this card has no reprints ever. It is from a set, I believe the original Kamigawa set, not set, but block was pretty underprinted. So, yeah, there isn't really a lot of them out there, apparently, and yeah, the price goes up because players are utilizing this fantastic synergy. And actually, this is the thing I just want to go aside really quick. I didn't expect players to really lean heavily into these kinds of things with Nadu. I was a bit naive with that. Like, the synergy is absurd. I didn't expect people not to see that synergy. But to me, it's kind of basically a combo. It really is a combo. Like, it's a limited combo, but it is a combo. And typically, when you just see, like, oh, these two cards combo together, players in more casual settings might not go for that. Like, you're not going to see that at a 80%, include rate, which I believe Shuko is well above 80% even in Nadu decks. So that really surprised me. So yeah, even this price right now, seeing that kind of inclusion is absolutely absurd. Speaking of that, though, let's move on to our next card, Sea King's Blessing. This is one that I pointed out, like Shuko as well, in my quick take on Nadu. This card, let's just read it really quick. It is an instant for a single blue mana. Changes the color of one or more target creatures to blue until end of turn. Basically, it's like one or more creatures become blue until end of turn. Target creatures. It's worded in a very weird way. It does have Oracle text now, but basically, a single blue mana to just target any number of creatures. That's all you need to know. Again, it doesn't matter that it changes them into blue. There are very few times that actually would matter. I mean, I guess if it's like, I've got a creature that's got protection from blue. Cool. Other than that, though, yeah, no, that doesn't really matter at all. All you care about is this a 1 mana way to target every single one of your creatures. And again, let's say you have 10 creatures in play. That is 10 triggers from that Nadu ability given. So all of a sudden you get, again, either card advantage and or ramp 10 times. So yeah, there's a reason why this one spiked from, again, it was before, the Nadu was spoiled at 325. All of a sudden creeping up right now. Still going up apparently to $37 with the, oh my goodness, yeah, being sold for, I guess, 112. But the market's kind of catching up to that a little bit, but not quite there. So yes, again, the average is 112, which is absurd. 37 in the market. I should have looked this up at a time. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. If this is a reserve list card or not. I'm not positive on that. Actually, really quick, 1 second. Let me just check that. Sea King Blessing. You can find that out really easily on Scryfall. It is not a card on the reserve list that I am finding, but let me know if I am incorrect on that. But yeah, not a reserve list card, yet a card that, again, is from Legends. Well, really old, very small, print run comparatively to things these days, obviously. And of course, yeah, it's probably never going to see a reprint because why would it? The card is absolutely garbage in the vast majority of scenarios, sees no play anywhere because it's hot garbage, except again when you've got a commander like Nadu, which becomes super popular super fast and also can utilize some off-the-wall, again, terrible cards in an amazing way. You have this weird combination of things together that you just get a very expensive card out of it like this one. So again, 1 mana target all your things. Lovely. Next up, Sylvan Paradise, basically the exact same thing, but in green and changing the color to green. This one, again, was like $8 apparently, so that must have been another card that this one worked decently well with. Again, an old card, small print run. All of a sudden, spiking in price, though. I mean, this one is up to $54 right now, market price, $100 average price right now. Yeah, if you just happen to have these just lying around, like in like your, miscellaneous box of old cards or whatever, and you're like, oh yeah, I never thought, oh my goodness, this is $100 bill now, or 50 or whatever you can sell it for. Absolutely crazy. Just again, how one commander can take old cards that have absolutely no value and just spike their price in this way. One more card I do want to bring up, Aethermage Alchemist. This one actually did spike a little bit back when, oh gosh, was it Unctus? Yeah, Unctus, Grand Meditect. That one, it spiked a little bit with that because there is a combo with that, but Unctus didn't become all that popular. So because of that, even though it was like basically a 1-card combo with that, yeah, it went up a little bit. I think actually, it spiked around 10, but then went back down essentially after a little while. And so recently, again, before Nadu was spoiled, $3.22. I love this card. Wizards, reprint it, please. It has never seen a reprint to my knowledge. This is from back in my childhood. I love the card. It was in like my untap my elf that taps for X mana based on, the number of elves in play, whatever. I love that Wirewood Chandler. I love that. It was fun. It was great. And now it's up to, again, a looks like $15 card. Market and average are around the same. So there you go. So that one's actually keeping up. The other ones are more like speculative. I'm like, oh, players will pay $100 for Sea King's Blessing. It's like, maybe. I don't know. But yeah. Again, it's crazy how you just see one commander. I guess I should explain this card really quick. Aethermage Alchemist, a wizard. I think it's a human wizard these days. For 1 and a blue, tap, untap target artifact or creature. And you can also morph it, but you probably will never do that. Anyways, the thing that matters on this one is it doesn't say another creature. So untap another target artifact or another untap target artifact or another creature. That would mean that you couldn't untap itself. But because you can, this is just a free 2 triggers every single turn with Nadu's ability that is given to this. So again, this can just tap, target itself, untap, target itself. With each tripper on the table, again, twice each turn, that's 8 triggers that you are getting from this every single trip around the table. There's a reason why these cards that work incredibly well with Nadu, again, are spiking super hard when Nadu is becoming so popular so quickly. And again, players don't seem to be holding back when it comes to the power level of their Nadu decks. So again, if you're playing against a Nadu player, keep in mind that they're probably going to drop a Shuko, Sea King's Blessing, Sylvan Paradise, Aethermage Alchemist, those kinds of cards that can really get out of control incredibly quickly. Now, not all Nadu cards that I'm talking about this episode. There is one card I do want to bring up that did go up in price nowhere near. Like percentage-wise, I guess, yes, it went up a ton. But nowhere near, dollar amount, if that makes any sense. So, like, Aethermage Alchemist went from, what, again, I said $3 to $15 or so. So that's like times 5 price, which is crazy still. $12, though. Greenbelt Rampager. This is a card that actually I brought up on the episode when I talked about Primal Prayers. Let me just read that card really quick off to the side. Enters the battlefield, you get 2 energy. It's an enchantment. You may cast creature spells with mana value 3 or less by paying energy rather than pay their mana cost. Spell cast this way, cast a flash. Cool. Basically, you can cast creatures for energy instead of mana. So, Greenbelt Rampager is an elephant that's a 3/4 for a single green mana. Enters the battlefield, you can pay 2 energy counters. If you can't, you bring it back to your hand and you get an energy. Now, normally this would be like a downside to it because, like, either you want to get out a big creature like this one pretty early, like a 3/4 for 1 mana. Wow. But you have to actually get energy to do that. So you have to, like, play it twice, which is still not that big of a deal. But still, actually pay it twice to get the energy, then pay it the third time. So, then decent deal, I guess. Or, again, like, you want to utilize that energy in a different way, so you keep doing this to get, like, Impact Trigger, Impact Tremors Trigger, like an ETB again and again and again. But with this, again, with Primal Prayers, you essentially can pay an energy to get your Greenbelt Rampager into play for free, which then bounces back to your hand because you can't pay the 2, and then you get another energy. So it replaces that energy you just used, and you can do it again and again and again. Basically, infinite ETBs, infinite cast triggers, infinite LTBs. Yeah, I mean, if you just have, like, an Impact Tremor in plays, you win. Or, like, a lot of other kind of cards, essentially, that have, hey, whenever you cast something, whenever something enters the battlefield. Lots of ways to win with that. Leaves the battlefield, etc., etc. This one did go from, again, 21 cents, which, incredibly cheap, sees no play in Commander for any reason, essentially, all the way up to, well, I mean, initially kind of spiked right away when Primal Prayers was spoiled, to around $2 to $3, now settling around 2. Nowhere near Nadu numbers again. Like, I still want to point out, like, this is still incredibly impressive to, times 10 the price of a card that, again, is useless in many scenarios except for this one. But now, obviously, in comparison to Nadu cards, it doesn't seem like that big of a deal, but I still want to point this one out. Regardless, yeah, it's just crazy just how impactful brand new Commanders can be to the economy of Magic and just how much they can drive the demand of certain, again, janky, old, terrible cards that see no play. I'm not saying Shuko. Like, Shuko sees certain play in, like, equipment decks that just, like, care about the number of equipment and that kind of stuff as well. But yeah, Sea King's Blessing, Sylvan Paradise, those cards are useless, essentially, for the vast majority of decks out there. They don't care about them at all. Heaven's Gate, I think, is the white one, and then, I can't remember the black one right now as well, but that one did see a little play in, like, Hirobi, as well as, whatever, the spirit from Lord of the Rings, that you target all the things, and Disappears comes back, something king. Anyways, those kind of, like, weird, again, like, target all the things effects, they're so specific. They don't matter at all the vast majority of the circumstances, but then all of a sudden something new like Nadu comes around and players just like, I need that. So yeah, it's just crazy to kind of see the impact that Commanders can have on the price of certain cards. I find it fascinating. I hope that you do as well. If you are interested in these cards, I was going to say, like, now might not be the best time to buy them. But you don't know. I mean, some of these probably never going to see reprints anyway. Sea King's Blessing and Sylvan Paradise. I highly doubt we'll ever see reprints of those, but I could be wrong. Regardless, if you are interested in these cards, make sure you check out that card list link in the description below. Stay tuned to this channel. Of course, as always, thanks again, and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. We also have a ton of brand new t-shirt designs in stock, so make sure you check out those as well. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG Player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.